go.
All right, welcome back. This is episode 104, which is insane to me. So this is the end of season 2 of Hearing Things with Julie and Brad, and we wanted to do an extra special clip show for you as our final show of season 2. And what we're doing is a throwback to the 1980s sitcoms like Golden Girls, when they would all sit around the table and have cheesecake and say, "Oh, remember when, blah, blah." And then they'll be like, "Woo," and then they go into the clip. That's what we're doing for this.
Yes.
So we hope you really enjoy it. We had fun putting it together. And we made a list, and we went through it all, and we picked our top favorite moments of the last 103 episodes.
That's mind-boggling.
It's crazy.
That's mind-boggling.
So, without further ado, we're going to kick it off with our very first clip we ever released.
Yes.
That was a quick intro to the show.
Yeah.
My hair was on a whole journey.
Yes.
We had clumpy bangs.
Yes. Well, not we, just you. I don't have bangs.
I had clumpy bangs, and it was the beginning, origins of why I always wear my reading glasses on my head, because my bangs were so bad that they kind of look like I'm giving a salute. You'll see what I mean when you watch the clip. Roll it.
We've come a long way. Have fun watching.
Hi, everybody. So we're super excited to announce something brand new for you to watch and learn from. This is called Hearing Things with Julie and Brad. I'm Julie, and this is my collaborator and dear friend,
I'm Brad.
Brad McKenna. There's Brad. There he is. So we wanted to work together to bring to you some great information about what it means to live with a hearing loss, and just want to share information that may be helpful to you, things that, anecdotes that we've come across, and kind of have a dialogue about our own experiences. We're very similar. We have a similar loss, but our experience and perspectives, while they may agree, can also be very different. And we're really excited to share with you what we come up with. This is our first intro clip, and here we are. So, Brad, you want to add anything and kind of let the folks know what we're thinking?
Yeah, I love being able to educate people, and I always like to try to give it a personal bent, because as I'm learning in life, there's no one way to be anything. There's no one way to be deaf. There's no one way to be a man or a woman, all that. And so I love your idea, Julie, is to just talk amongst ourselves. And
Absolutely.
I think that we have a lot to share. I really do. And I think that it will help some people, and I think other people will be like, I don't know what the hell they're talking about. and that's fine too, right? And so that we want to start the dialogue. And so if you don't know what the hell we're talking about, please let us know. Please let us know why. And that way you can have a dialogue on your own. We don't even have to be a part of it. But we can if you want us to be.
You got it. And you always drop comments under this video and send us a message on our Facebook page. And we're really excited to get started. So be on the lookout for our first official episode of Hearing Things with Julie and Brad.
That's good.
All right. Hi, everybody.
All right.
Welcome back to the clip show extravaganza. This is number 2. So for the second clip, we chose the Halloween episode, the first Halloween episode. I don't think we did a second one, but the first time we did,
First one we did.
She bought us some costumes, and so we did an entire episode in costume. It was tough. It was tough to keep a straight face. You'll see what we mean. She was inspired. It was fantastic.
Tough to keep a straight face, but after a certain point, it became normalized almost. Like, this is just what we do.
Yeah, it's just fine.
Have a watch.
Have fun, guys.
We are. So, Halloween. Let's talk about the pitfalls of Halloween as people with hearing loss. It really, we talked a little bit about it with the elastic thing, with the masks.
Yeah.
But, I think, so I'm a little bit older, but you probably remember those grocery store costumes that came in a box.
Oh, yes.
With those flat
the plastic masks.
Plastic masks that had no definition, no moving parts, nothing. Like, you couldn't see people's mouths, and that presented a lot of challenges, at least for me, hearing my friends and just trying to navigate communicating through the mask. Never mind the echo coming back or the sound quality of when I was trying to receive something, because I found that mask echoed a little bit.
I don't think I ever wore one. I think Tom had one. I think he was the Hulk.
Makes sense,
I think the Hulk was one.
Age,
yeah, so he's a little older. So I was younger when those masks came out, and so I have the added wrinkle of not having. You're doing so good. I can't eat chocolate, and so in the second grade, my mom's allergy of chocolate giving migraines decided to grace itself in my presence, and so that kind of defeated the purpose of Halloween for me. But I did go every now and then, and I remember those masks, or any kind of masks, right? you don't have the lips. You don't have the lips
You
to
can't do the
read,
lips right.
and that's always hard because instinctively, as someone with hearing loss, you just immediately look to the lips, and if you have a mask, you just can't read those lips, obviously. And then they muffle, like you were saying earlier. They
It
muffle
muffled
the
the sound quite a bit. I remember that being really stressful for me. And then, just even the whole process of trick-or-treating. I was a pretty outgoing kid. That even the process of having to go up to the door, you do the trick-or-treat, and it's a transaction, so you know you're going to get candy. But then you're meeting someone who you don't know, who doesn't know you, and they decide to ask you a question about your costume. And that's like super stressful as a kid anyway, but then it's like, oh God, did I hear what they said? Am I going to understand this? That added a whole other layer of anxiety for me on top of it.
Sure.
Halloween activities, like Halloween parties,
Oh.
a lot of them were water-based.
Yeah.
Like I remember like the bobbing for apples thing. That was popular back then.
Yeah.
You're putting your head in a bucket of water, which for us is really not great.
What do we always say? Water
is the enemy. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the Halloween clip. How epic was that? Elephant and Piggy, total tribute to Mo Willems. It was the funniest thing. And the commentary I had going when we were getting those costumes ready was definitely not appropriate for all audiences, but we had a good time. So if you thought that was ridiculous, now we have to hop over to when we had my brother Joe on the show, and he talks about my transition to digital hearing aids. Joe is a blast any old time. He was so much fun and went so off the rails, we had to record the show twice. So here's the one that actually got released to the public. So check out Joe helping me transition to a new pair of hearing aids.
From digital to analog, right? Or analog to
analog
digital?
to digital.
The other way.
The
Yes.
whole situation, as you shall see.
All right, we'll see you back here.
Oh my gosh. What's one of your funniest memories about dealing with me, either related to or not related to the hearing loss? I'll give you that one.
You're opening it up?
Opening it up. God help us all. Go for it.
It's the digital hearing aids. I've mentioned this to you before.
That's right.
You picked up your condenser mics, your first condenser mics, and you were driving. You had a T-Bird. That was when you had that that
T-Bird.
light brown colored T-Bird.
Funny, can I interrupt though? Deirdre,
Yeah.
that was her mother's car.
What?
Yes.
No.
That was I bought it. I bought a T-Bird for $800. I
$800
tattooed on his
seriously?
mother's car.
That was It was not. It's not like $800 like long time ago when that was like a lot of money. It was like post inflation $800.
I love that car so much. Oh, I love it.
It moved. It was rear wheel drive. So
Anyway, I
if you were
digress.
driving.
That thing was awesome.
Well, no, because you're gullible. So I told you that you could possibly pick up radio signals with your new hearing aids, which doesn't make any sense because they were digital. So there's no antenna in them, but you still fell for it. It's like you can't hear me if I have my hand over my mouth. So, and you were driving. So. That's the best. That was the best.
That's funny.
All
right, guys. How was that, huh? I never had to make that transition, so it was really interesting to hear Joe talk about what it was like seeing you make that transition and what you felt. So next up, we have something that I'm going to be talking in this little intro because Julie needs to stop talking sometimes. And this next clip is her epic rant about Helen Keller. And she's not wrong. It's definitely problematic. And but I think this was your first rant.
It remains the epic. Biggest rant I've had to date in 103 episodes, and we better move on with the show because I'm about to start ranting again, which is why you had to introduce this.
Yes.
Because Helen Keller, oh my God,
Right.
I have issues with that woman like you wouldn't believe. I can't, just roll the clip.
Roll the clip. We have Helen Keller as the paragon of overcoming a disability, and now Julie is going to rant.
She just, ugh! Helen Keller, to me, in my opinion, is a problematic figure for many reasons. I do not have an issue with her personally or her life or who she was. I absolutely recognize that she had incredible accomplishments. I think it's important to note that she was from a family of privilege and means, and I think that's something that also gets lost, that was not the common experience for everyone with such a significant disability as to what she had. But I got to tell you, the hero worship that is poured into Helen Keller just upsets me to the nth degree because she is the only exemplar that's held up in educational literature, curriculums, mainstream culture as the example of someone with a hearing loss. You never hear about any other notable figures, and it just gets on my nerves as a 29-year special educator and as a kid growing up in the American school system. Yeah. Every time Helen Keller was mentioned, I have vivid memories of this, especially in elementary school. Helen Keller would show up in the curriculum. Now I'm getting crazy. And everyone would turn and look at me.
Oh, really?
Like, what do you want me to do? Like, no. And I think people would make a lot of assumptions about my abilities based on, well, this is how Helen functions, so therefore Julie must be the same. It's very inflammatory topic, so I'm just going to dive right into my notes here. I'm going to start ranting and not stop. So, one of my goals at the elementary school where I teach is to really address Helen with the greater staff. And our new reading curriculum had a section in it that, again, held up Helen as our exemplar and talked about overcoming a disability. I need to clarify for everyone watching that that's not a thing. Okay, you don't overcome your disability. Overcoming implies that it goes away, you don't have to deal with it, it's no longer a challenge. Last time I checked, there's no cure for this. Okay, we're not overcoming anything. We are adapting, I think that would be a better term. We're adapting, we're learning, we're accommodating, we're making modifications to function in a world that I say all the time is not designed for us, but we're not overcoming anything. The second issue with Helen being portrayed the way she is, and I think this also extends itself to disabilities in general when you're talking about disability, you have to start making the least dangerous assumption. Okay? I think assumptions are made when you hear, they're deaf. Oh, well, automatically you have a preconceived bullet point list of what this person is going to sound like, how they're going to communicate, who they are, what their intelligence level may be. We have to start assuming the least dangerous assumption and assume competence. Okay?
All right. How was that, huh? What did you think? Rant? Epic? Yes?
Let me tell you. So I always have a story.
Yes.
Like Brad says, we cannot even leave the house and the story comes out of it. And this is just another one of those classic examples. This one is for the BC Eagles, class of 1996. I am so sorry, but this is such a great story, and I sat on it for years, not like coming public with it at all. So if you've never seen this episode, you've got to watch the clip and then go back and watch the whole thing through. It is classic.
It's what we are all about, right? Classic story with Julie, but also informative because, what was it, like 4 or 5 years after the ADA was released? So we're talking about early days, and here's a great example of why it's needed.
Right. Yep. And my legacy lives on in that dorm. Watch the show.
Go have fun,
Watch the clip. Go have fun with it. So, spring of 1993 is the spring of my freshman year. Now, the ADA has been in place for 3 years now. Housing options are coming up for sophomores, and we're coming up on the housing lottery. And new buildings have been built to house the majority of the sophomore class. Now, the new construction, I find out, did not include flashing fire alarms. I find this out, and I also recognize that, the older buildings also were not modified to have flashing fire alarms either. So wherever I'm going to end up living sophomore year, I need an accommodation in place. Freshman year, I didn't have an accommodation. The accommodation that was given to me was that my dorm room was across the hall from the hall director. So in case of an emergency, the hall director would come and get me. Not to be deterred, I decide I'm going to take on BC housing by myself, sophomore in college. So I make an appointment with the head of housing. I'm not going to waste time on any lower things. I go right to the top.
Peons for Julie.
Right to the top. And I said, listen, you've got to put some fire alarms in that are flashing for the hard of hearing. I was told that wasn't possible. I was also told it was an unreasonable request. Well, that didn't sit lightly with me now, did it? No. I left. I got a copy of the ADA. I made another appointment with the head of housing at BC. Marched back into his office with the paper in hand.
Did you hit him with it?
Pointed it out. Had a whole thing prepared. I mean, talk about nerve.
Well.
Okay, 1993, I was 19. I mean, just sheer nerve on my part of like, no. Actually, it wasn't 19 yet, 'cause it was the spring, so I was 18 years old.
She couldn't even drink yet, people. Well, legally.
I was ready. So I argue my point. Fire alarms are installed.
Nice.
Great. Terrific. All the sophomore year buildings, flashing fire alarms in every room in the hallways. Awesome. We move into the dorms. First week or two, somebody pulls fire alarm.
Of course.
There are now strobe lights going off in every room, every suite, every hallway, with a very high-pitched screeching noise accompanying it. For like 10 seconds, I'm like, look at me. Like Norma Ray moment, right? Like, here we go. I made this happen. This is awesome. The problem was the fire department didn't know how to shut them off.
Ah! Oh!
So these things went on and on and on for hours.
Oh my God.
I need to make the sincerest apology to members of the class of 1996 that lived in what we knew as New Dorm A and New Dorm B. It's my fault. I caused this.
You didn't know enough to it at the time?
I don't know if anybody else knew besides my friends and my roommates. I'm just telling all of you right now, that was me. I'm sorry. It's been 32 years coming for this apology.
What do you think, guys? ADA is needed, huh? Yeah. Great story. Speaking of stories, our next clip, I'm still tired over. So this is when this one and Trisha get together. And it is just a maelstrom wrapped inside a whirlpool, wrapped inside a hurricane. I don't know. They just keep going. But it's actually also informative.
Yes.
As all our stuff is, I hope.
Of course.
Because you need to have humor at work.
And she's my work bestie.
Yeah.
And we just morph into one being that wore you out by the end of that interview.
I was tired. I'm still tired.
You're still tired.
It's been like
still
a
tired.
year and a half now.
In case you're wondering why he's still tired, watch this next clip and you'll see.
Oh, nice.
So Trish, question 5. This is all you. Has my hearing loss ever caused any comical moments? Take it away, Trish.
So, one thing I know about Julie's hearing aids is that she could do Bluetooth. So she can listen to music, she can talk on the phone with her phone, and she'll say to me, like, if she's in the car, hold on, I'm switching to my Bluetooth. And so I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like, you know, I have my wireless ears, and like, that'd be really cool like, doing the same thing in meetings. Yeah. So we're sitting in the opening meeting this year, supposedly our last one for a friend of ours who's now still staying with us.
Yep.
And we're sitting there, and all of a sudden I notice her sitting there. And I turn and look at her, and I go, what are you listening to? Because I knew she was not paying attention. She had something going on in her phone, and I'm being left to suffer by myself. So I was a little perturbed. And Julie goes, I'm listening to a podcast on alien abduction. And she yells it. And I go, and now everybody for 2 rows hears it. People are trying and looking in the class. I'm just like, okay. So
bad we had to leave. We had to leave. We were
Normally
laughing
we don't
so
go.
hard. We had to go in the hall and like I don't think we went back in. Did we go back in? I don't think we did.
I don't think we did.
We were screaming.
It was the funniest
so
thing.
funny.
So maybe a week or 2 later, I get this friend in the mail. So Kira, my daughter Kira, opens and she's like, "Oh my God, Mom, what did you get me? Did I order this? Did you? This is a free thing." And she's patting it. I'm like, I have no idea where this is. Checking the package. I'm looking on my Amazon account, thinking, "Oh dear God, what did I order? Where'd this come from?" I was like, well, I don't know. I don't know what to do. So Kira's like, oh, it's an iPhone holder. So she's totally, Mom, can I use it? Sure, I don't even know what it is. I'm like, maybe it was an accident. Maybe someone will tell us. All of a sudden, maybe 4 or 5 days later?
Yeah.
Did you happen to get something in the mail? Something in a letter. Well, I got a lot of things in the mail. Mostly bills, but is there something in particular? Did you happen to get a package? I'm like, oh my God, it's the alien.
You can probably understand now why our principal separated us in a faculty meeting, because we're just out of control. We're like that all the time. It's so fortunate to have both a great friend and a great coworker wrapped up in one. Yeah. And this next clip, all I'm going to say is this.
Go watch it, guys.
Watch and see.
Are you laughing at me?
I'm laughing because
laughing
we're talking about acoustics in the parking garage.
Yes.
And when we went to the hockey game, the professional women's hockey league,
yeah.
And we're going into the parking garage, and I said, "Are we on 5?" And what did you do? You gave me a high five.
I did.
Like,
I did.
No, I'm asking. Are we on the 5th floor? And you're like, I thought you just wanted a high five. I'm like, no. Where are we parked? So that is a really good anecdote about the echoing in that place and how hard it is for us. And it was dimmer lighting.
Yeah. And we were in a car, huh? Did we get out when we did it? I can't remember.
No, when we were coming back from the game.
Oh, right.
We were coming out of the crowded elevator.
Okay. No.
Or we were trying to figure out where to get off in the elevator, and you're like, hey.
All right, guys, huh? What do you think? It's always an adventure. I mean, that could be one of the mottos of our show. There's no one way to be deaf or hard of hearing. And it's always an adventure. But some things aren't always fun adventures. And so the next clip covers listening fatigue. Yeah. And I think this is the most misunderstood part of hearing loss. We've had a couple of different interviews with different people, and we always try to ask, what do you think is the most misunderstood thing or about hearing loss? Or what do you wish more people knew about hearing loss? And listening fatigue is real, and it's something that people just don't understand. You can't unless you experience it. So the fact that we have to actively listen. We can't just sit back and let the sounds come to us. We have to go get them. It's tough and it's exhausting. And so this next clip is about listening fatigue.
Listening fatigue. As you can tell by the way we started the show. Yeah. That's literally what our bodies look and feel like. And we can't always outwardly show that we're having listening fatigue. So if I'm halfway through my school day having taught 3 classes, I teach 4 classes, then lunch. By the time lunch hits, I'm tired. I mean, my eyes have been going constantly. My ears are working as best as they can. My brain is on overdrive, managing the kids, but also looking at their faces and facial expressions and body language and just trying to keep that going. That is a lot of energy drain on us because we can never just sit back and passively listen. Every moment of interaction is active and energy is being expended at a very rapid rate. I know for me, by the time I get home from school, 3-4 o'clock, almost every day I need a nap. Even if it's just 15, 20 minutes, I have to crash and just reset so I can get through the second half of the night. What about you?
Always. So it's really challenging. Anytime, this is why I only have one desk shift, so that's the circulation desk. Well, circulation and reference at my library is the same desk. There's 2 of us that sit there, and it's my day when I work the desk in the morning, Thursdays. So if you ever see me on a Thursday afternoon, I'm a mess because I spend the entire day listening. And I think what's misunderstood isn't that we're always actively listening, yes, but that doesn't mean anyone has to be talking to us or anything has to be happening. Because when I'm at the desk, I'm constantly straining to see if someone needs help with the computers or if somebody's walking in or if somebody needs to be talking to me, I need to be able to answer when they call my name. And I think, I don't know about you, but my name is hardwired into my brain, and I have no problem hearing my name, provided it's at a certain volume. I couldn't understand anything else they said, but as long as they say my name first, it's kind of it's my wake word. So if you have an Alexa or whatever, I might have actually turned one on. If somebody says Brad, I will, my attention goes that way, but that's because I'm actively listening to the world around me, and so it's constant. And so I do have an office, so I can retreat to my office when I'm not on the desk. But sometimes I'm called out, and I have to actively listen constantly. And
hopefully you don't have listening fatigue after listening to our listening fatigue clip. But this next clip will wake you right back up.
Yeah.
We put together a show where my 5th graders submitted questions for us to answer, and this next one is probably the most insightful, well thought out, and hysterical question all wrapped up in one. Yeah. So give it a watch and see if it's something you've even thought about.
Yeah, what do you think it's going to be? So it's a kid that's asking questions about hearing loss. What do you think that question's going to be?
And after you see what it is that something you've ever thought of? Yeah. So let's see.
Right. Last one. Here we go. This is fantastic. I love this.
Fantastic question.
When you die, do you keep your hearing aids in when you're buried? I think it's a fantastic question.
I think it's really something that maybe I would think about now while I'm healthy and living, and maybe have a conversation with my family about how I would like that handled, because I wonder if I would like to have my hearing aids with me because they're such a part of me when I pass away and I'm buried or cremated. Everyone has a different way of kind of handling their body after death. Families have different ideas. I don't know. I have to think about that because it would be nice to kind of put them, somewhere where they can be refurbished again and someone else could use them when I no longer need them. So it's something to think about. I really thought it was a very interesting question and we loved it and we wanted to answer that for you. What about you?
I've never even thought about that. Yeah. But now that I think about it, I probably donate them. I don't need them. So I love them, and they allow me to do my job and allow me to interact with the world. But like when I don't have ears, I'm not going to need hearing aids. Right. And so I'm a librarian, right? So I want to help people, and giving my hearing aids to an organization that refurbishes them and gives them to people who need them. I think that's probably what I'll do. But
I'll probably do the same.
I never would have thought that.
I think amazing. My fifth graders are like the best humans on the planet.
They're pretty good.
They are fabulous.
All right, guys. So what'd you think? That question was pretty profound, huh? I had never thought about it. Did you?
It never occurred to me.
It's brilliant.
And it was a brilliant question. It was so fun to have that asked and to respond to it. So,
all right. So the last clip, we're going to get a little technical. We don't do this too often. But we do like to talk about technology when it comes to hearing loss. And so what the last clip is going to be is about Wi-Fi latency, not the other word, latency. So this is an assisted listening system that there's a delay. And it's really important because we need more assisted listening systems. But technological limitations does come into play, so it can't just be any old thing. There's got to have some thought involved in it. And so you comment below if you think that, if you can figure out what word Julie heard when I said latency. Go watch the show, and thanks again. We'll see you on season 3. Bye, guys. And one of them is the Wi-Fi. And so what that is basically like when you connect your computer or your phone or your iPad to your wireless network. It's the same basic thing. There's a dedicated device that sends the signal from the AV system to your hearing aids through the Wi-Fi instead of that copper coil. The issue with that is there's a delay. And so that's where the latency happens. And so when you're tapping into an ALS, you want the people that don't need the ALS to actually hear it as well. So the latency issue comes in when the speakers in the room will say something, and then a fraction of a second later, the Wi-Fi will say it. So you're going to hear an echo because you're going to hear it twice.
Right.
And so the latency doesn't actually meet ADA standards because it's kind of unusable depending on how bad the latency is.
And as someone that lip reads, you're already 3 sentences down the road while I'm getting the input from 2 sentences ago. And if I'm looking at you, your mouth is moving and it's not lining up with what I'm receiving. Oh, that's frustrating.
So that's why the Wi-Fi systems aren't always the best bet because they have more of a chance to have that latency problem. So.